How do you do? Are you ready to get that banging recipe? Hello everybody, welcome back to Cooking with Frenchie, cooking and baking made easy. This week I'm taking you back to Europe to a classic recipe from the English cooking repertoire. No, I'm not even joking. I know there's not many, but let's give them the credit. And I will give you the twist to that recipe and take you also to South America. So we have a recipe here that's called bangers and mash, with a chimichurri sauce. A little bit of a twist on the classic bangers and mash, which traditionally served with gravy, onions, gravy, or fried onions with it. But I decided, nah, it's too heavy for me. I'd rather to have something a little bit more exotic, in the sense of having something a little bit more garlicky, herby, nice fresh flavor, and a little hint of chili into it. That's my chimichurri sauce. This recipe of the chimichurri sauce was given to me by an Argentinian friend, and since then I made it a few times and I really love it. So I tried the recipe with the bangers and the mashed potato, and it actually works really nice. So for you who asked me to create a recipe that's low in budget and can actually feed a lot of people at once, there you go. This is your recipe and your time to shine. So see you later. Enjoy it, but before we go, don't forget to subscribe. Also change your notification bell setting just to make sure you have every recipe all the time. And under the description in the video, please leave me some comments and see how you go. Tell me your adventure and tell me if you did try that recipe. So bon appetit, have fun cooking, and see you later. Okay, this is the mise en place. Gather all your ingredients for this recipe and start with peeling your potatoes. When you peel your potatoes, put them in a clean bowl, and if you are going to do the recipe later, one tip is to keep the potatoes in cold water. You can keep them up to 48 hours and they will not go dark. Once you have peeled them, give them a good wash. Keep them in cold water until you need it. Take a saucepan, add a bit of cold water into it, add some rock salt to it, and chop your potatoes. Try to have the same size to cook them evenly. The smaller you cut them, the faster they're going to cook. Always start your potato in cold water and bring them to the boil. Meanwhile, you got about 15 minutes here. Prepare your chimichurri sauce. So get the leaves of the dry oregano, get the leaves of the thyme, crunch your parsley and chop it all together. Gently at first, and then you can go faster. Be careful of your fingers. Chop, chop, chop. You can also follow me on Facebook, Cooking with Frenchie, as well as Instagram. Once your parsley chopped, put it in a bowl. Peel your garlic and crush the garlic a little bit with the blade, just like this, and chop it up as well. Try to make it as fine as possible. And for that, I'm using the blade and I press against the garlic to the board. Make like a little puree, a little paste. When this is done, I put it in the bowl and I will do the same with the chili. Just chop and little dice. Make sure you taste the chili before to find out if it's hot or not. If it's too hot, remove the seed. If it's not hot, you can keep the seed. I'm adding some fair amount of olive oil, red wine vinegar, salt and pepper. Give it a mix and let it infuse. Meanwhile, as your potatoes are boiling, you can put your broccoli heads into it. Cook them for 3 minutes, remove the broccoli, put them in cold water to keep the vibrant color. Strain your potatoes, put them back in a saucepan, add the cream and the butter. As your potatoes are still warm, the butter will melt, and go for a good mashing session, or smashing session if you want. So here I'm using a potato masher, just by hand, and you can make it as smooth as you want, or leave a little bit of potatoes just if you want a different texture. Same again, pepper and seasoning, salt. I'll keep it aside. Then I'm starting to cook my bangers. I'll do them on the barbecue to avoid cooking on the stove. Less oil. I'll cook them for about 8 minutes, 2 minutes on each side, and it's done. I'll be ready to plate. I'm using a big spoon of potato and try to put it in the middle of the dish. And then I'm gonna grab my dressing, the chimichurri sauce, and just put it all around it. A good 2 tablespoons of it. You can add more if you want, it's all up to you. I'm going to grab my sausage or my bangers and cut them in little sections of 2-3 centimeters. Just to give it a little different presentation. Little bits here and there. Even the end of the sausage shouldn't be discarded. They are really nice. For this recipe I'm using beef sausage. You could use chicken or pork sausage, totally up to you and your preferences. Just make sure they're cooked. I'm counting about 120 grams of mashed potato per person, about 2 sausage per person, few leaves, just for the healthy side of it. Not ready, it's just more so for the color. I warmed up for 1 minute my broccoli head in the microwave, and I just place about 3 broccoli florets, as we call it in the jargon, on the plate. And here it is, your bangers and mash with chimichurri sauce. Bon appetit!